I didn't see the game the other night, but I read Chris's report. That's 2 stories of yours I've read this week, Chris. And I heard that the manager wasn't happy afterwards. You've been in the dressing room with him plenty of times after wins and defeats. Is that the most angry he's been?
Probably up there. Obviously, it was a disappointing result. Look, we're all in there. We're all disappointed with the performances that we put in, especially first half. I think second half we were that little bit better. We moved the ball a little bit more, created a little bit more. We just couldn't find that end product. But look, we can't dwell on that. We can't sit there and think that's the be all and end all of our season. Look, we're 6 games in. We've got 40 games left, and there's still plenty of time. Look, everyone could be sitting there thinking, what's going on? What's happening to the team? It's completely different. I said, well, we just put in a bad performance. You look at the games, the positives that we can take out of a disappointing result is that they didn't carve us open. You look at the goals that we've conceded all over this season. Apart from Southampton, which is completely different, no team's carved us open yet. The goals have come from, you can say, mistakes from ourselves, whether that's losing a man or misplacing a pass. It's led to a goal, which is, I suppose, the only positive that we can take out of it is that we're still, if we cut out the mistakes, then we stop conceding at the moment. If you look at the goals that we have conceded at the moment.
And you've got a run of home games, haven't you, including the one the other night. How important is it for you to, from what Wayne was saying, get used to Rodney Parade again, a new pitch, a different kind of dressing room, and fans in the stands? It's a different experience to last season, isn't it?
Yeah, obviously it would be, especially with the fans. Obviously last year we had none until the playoff semi-final. But look, we're used to fans. Look, it was only 1 year that we didn't have any. The last 3 years before that, we had fans in the stadium, and Rodney Parade was our fortress, as you can say. We haven't lost many games at home since I've been here. So that's something that we would want to continue, because that is what you have to do if you want to be successful in this league. You need to make sure you win as many home games as you can, and then pick up some results away from home. And at the moment, we're doing it the other way around. So we need to get back to what we know. We need to start winning games at home. And look, we're going to try and start on Saturday. If it doesn't happen Saturday, then we still can't say, what's going to happen to our season? It's still early doors. We will find a way. And that's what we're going to be doing, working hard on a training ground week in, week out. And we take every game as it comes. Obviously, Walsall, they had a good result the other night against Brighton in the Cup. So they're going to come with a bit of confidence. They're going to think that we're going to be licking our wounds from Tuesday night. But no, that's gone now. Tuesday night's gone. We can't, like I said before, we don't dwell on the wins, and we don't dwell on the losses. So we need to start again. Look, we've played 6 games. We've got 40 games left. And a lot of them at home.
The manager did say after the game, and this is a looking forward question, not a looking back one, that he felt he might have got his team selection wrong, and would suggest he might want to make changes this weekend. For you, as someone who probably is one of the first names on the team sheet, when you hear things like that from the manager, do you start thinking, oh, hang on, I might be in trouble here?
I think after every game, you have to self-evaluate your performance. And yeah, there's a few things on Tuesday night and Friday night that I could have done better. You're your own biggest critique. I look at every game that I play. What could I do better? There's always going to be things I could do better. If I could win a few more headers, stop a few more crosses, get tighter to a man. So when the gaffer comes in and says that, because he didn't say it just out in the press, he said it to us as well, because he's an honest manager. He's not going to come and tell us something different that he's going to say out in the press, because that's not going to do any harm to anyone. So everyone's going to, especially after a performance like that, we do need to look at ourselves. We were disappointed with ourselves. Everyone in that change room was disappointed, because we put in a performance that was well below standard that we've created. We've created that high standard over the years. So you could say it's our own fault that we've set such a high standard. There's teams in the league maybe that don't set themselves such a high standard, and they look at performance on Tuesday night saying, okay, we can be a little bit better. Well, we know we can be a lot better. So we've got a lot of good players in this change room. Yeah, we've made a few changes this season, but we've replaced players, we've brought in more players to make a bigger squad, and that should keep everyone on their toes, because that means we have to perform to make sure we keep the shirt. And at the moment, obviously Tuesday night, it didn't happen. So the gaffer's got obviously a tough decision to put a side out there that he believes will go and win the game on Saturday.
And talking about the changes in the squad over the break, I mean, you get a lot of new players in every pre-season, don't you? How difficult is it to get them all gelling, and how long does that normally take, do you think?
It all depends. I think we're pretty good normally. We are very good at here. We integrate the new players in very quickly. I think last year we did that. This year we did that as well. It's just we had a bad performance on Tuesday. So that's what I mean. We can't say the team's not gelled yet. Obviously, we had a few players missing on Tuesday night. Ed obviously being one of them, who makes the midfield tick in there with Benno. But look, we can't help if people are ill. It's a way of life, isn't it? Especially at the moment, people pick up sickness bugs all the time at the moment. So someone else has to come in and do a job. That's what having a big squad helps in a way. And at the moment, look, we put in a performance that we weren't happy with on Tuesday. So we need to try and put that right on Saturday. And the gaffer's going to pick his team, and whoever is playing needs to give everything to keep their shirt.
Brilliant. Thanks for your time. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Hi, Mickey. I guess it's times like this where you, Matty, Robbie Wilmot, it's those figures, because young lads like Jay Kane or Nye, that they don't know the sort of way of football, the highs and lows, but it's about keeping that level.
Yeah, it's this. You've got reaction. It's like I said before. You don't dwell on the wins. Yeah, it's lovely to get a win, but it's the same respect. You can't dwell on the losses. You can't sit there and feel sorry for yourself, because this is a very fickle business. Everyone knows that the games come really quick. Look, it was Tuesday night. We got to prepare for a game as soon as we came in on Wednesday. We have to evaluate that one and put that to bed, and we look at Walsall. And so there's no time to sit and think, what if we had done this differently on Tuesday? There isn't time for that anymore. And we've got to go again. We've got to look at the way Walsall play, the way we want to play this week. Look, because we obviously, there's a few frustrations there's going to be in the crowd when we're not performing, but hopefully they will support us in the way that they have done in previous years. Because you look at every year we've been here, we always go through a few bad performances, but we always find a way out of it. And this year we hit one. I'd say we hit a first half of that bad performance. Second half we were better. We started moving the ball a bit more, created a few more opportunities, got the ball out wide, a few more balls in the boxes. Whatever it is, we will still do that during a game, and hopefully they know that no one's going to chuck in the towel and give up if we're playing badly, because we know as players, one chance, we're back in the game. We could have come back out second half. We could have won the game 2-1, and then people would not forget, but they'd be, what a good second half performance. They'd forget a little bit more about the first half, and they say, look, they come out, they obviously got a telling off at half time, and they've reacted. Yeah, we did react second half, but unfortunately we couldn't get the point or the 3 points. So we have to try again on Saturday now.
Isn't it? Because Northampton weren't great, and yet they're celebrating a really good win. But it's fine margins, isn't it?
Because we are a scout, especially at home. They were celebrating, like, obviously they've had a few bad results as well, so they were buzzing that anyone would be. Yeah. Anyone's happy if they get 3 points, but to come and beat us at our home patch, it doesn't happen often. So for that's the reasons why they're celebrating, because we don't lose many games at our place.
Last season you were miffed that you missed one game through suspension, and then this season, first game in, and you.
Yeah. Let's not say too much about that one. That was a frustrating one. Obviously, I like to try and keep a clean record of performances this year, but look, I've missed a month. I missed 4 games. It was in the end, and it's frustrating because it was one of those ones we had to let it. We at the time had to let it settle. We could have probably risked it. I was playing until the Friday before Mansfield. I did it against Oldham, and we felt it. We were careful with it during the week, and there was just a few little bits on the Friday. I got through training and then ended up not making the squad because we said it wasn't worth the risk, and then we found out it wasn't worth the risk because we scanned it after, and I did have a tear in my quad, which so it was the right decision not to play. So that's one of the reasons. I know it didn't go out in the press, but look, it's over now. We can say whatever we want now, but and hopefully, touch wood, that they won't be missing many more games.
Was it a bit of a lucky escape then? Because if you'd played, presumably that could have been
possibly, yeah, it could have done. That's the thing is, I'm not. You asked Tom, I'm not that straightforward with. Obviously, I don't have many injuries, but when I do, they're not as straightforward as you could say the other ones are. It was a part of the muscle that he's not really seen tear before. The junction in between two of the muscles in my quad, and which is why we were close to playing, because on all the tests that we were doing during the week, I was passing. So it was only on the last one on Friday after training when I had to go and do a few things. He said I could still feel it a little bit, and he said it's not worth the risk just in case. And we said, right, as I've not played, that was the deal. We'll scan it and get it checked to make sure nothing's completely wrong with it. And yeah, it just turned out that it was. There was a grade 2 tear in there, which is a 4-weeker. Whereas if I'd played, I could have made it a lot worse, and it could be 8 weeks, 12 weeks or something like that. So yeah, for once it was the right decision not to play, and it meant we could actually find out exactly what was wrong with it. Because I think Tom always said, look, if we scan it straight away, it'll rule you out of Mansfield's game. So then me being me, saying no, I'm not scanning it yet, let me see how it feels, last minute we'll decide what we want to do, because I didn't want to miss any games, because I hate watching football. Everyone does. It's just, you can't do anything, you're helpless for the team, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to scan it, because I was, if he's telling me it's going to rule you out, then I'm not scanning it until I have to. So yeah, hopefully we can put that one to bed now, and it feels okay at the moment, so fingers crossed that will stay like that.